Good evening, this is NBC Sports News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Wesley Vriev. In tonight's news, mixed results for Black Africa and Mighty Gunners in latest MTC Premiership matches. Nasria Spiker and Team Juxta are winners of the men's and mixed finals of the annual Windhoek Draft DTS Volleyball for all tournaments. And on the international sports scene, New Zealand beat Australia 27-24 in a classic Rugby Sevens final in Sydney. That and more coming up. Stay tuned.
Namibian Football Club's performance in the Premier League is very disappointing. Tura Magic released their top players in the January transfer window. What is happening at these two clubs? We preview the live game between African Stars and Julinho. Leicester City has no rights to be where they are, but they are unstoppable. All that and more on Soccer Pitch this week. Soccer Pitch, for the love of the game, live every Thursday, only on NBC One.
Welcome back. We start with news from the MTC Premiership. The title contenders Black Africa failed to close the gap on Premier League lock after they suffered a shocking 2-0 defeat by newcomers Young Chiefs in Oshakati on Saturday. Mighty Gunners collected 4 points in their double-header matches, beating UNAM 1-0 on Saturday before pulling a 2-all draw against Tura Magic on Sunday.
The shock of the NPL weekend fixtures was the humiliation defeat of title race contender Black Africa at the hands of Young Chiefs in Oshakati. BA was expected to collect 6 points and reduce their deficit between lock leader Tigers, who are sitting comfortably on 45 points. However, the four-time champions managed to redeem themselves in Rundu when they put one goal without a response from Rundu Chiefs. Oshakati-based Young Chiefs had a good weekend as they continued their winning ways on Sunday, netting 2 unanswered goals against the Flamingos. Rundu Chiefs managed to collect 3 points against struggling Rehoboth-based Flamingos with 3-0 scoreline at Rundu Stadium on Sunday. The Army team Mighty Gunners from Oshiwarongo travelled to the capital on their date with UNAM, also known as the Clever Boys. UNAM was a better team in the first half, creating chances which they failed to capitalise on. In the second half, the Soldiers were in control and this header from Wernan Waputauka put them in the lead, and it was the only goal of the game. In other matches, Tura Magic collected 3 points against the Citizens in their 2-1 win before they pull a draw against Mighty Gunners on Sunday at the Sam Nujoma Stadium. Tigers did not play this weekend, but there seems to be no imminent threat inside as they are still hitting the lock. BA reduced the gap from 8 points to 5. Flamingos, Julinho Sporting and Citizens are still fighting for survival, and if no drastic changes made, they will play second division football come next season.
To volleyball news now, Nasria Spiker beat Nampower A team to win the all-men's finals in the annual Windhoek Draft DTS Volleyball for all tournaments, while Team Juxta got a better of DePolka in a close mixed final to take the first prize with only 1 point difference.
The tournament kicked off on Saturday at DTS Sportfield in Windhoek and saw over 2,000 players in the men and mixed categories taking part. Nasria Spikers walked away with the men's title, beating Nampower A, while Juxta team took the gold medal in the mixers final against DePolka, each winning team walking away with 6 crates of beer. The tournament has been in existence for 33 years and brings together corporate teams to compete for several sponsored prizes such as medals, brewery refreshments, as well as prizes for best dressed and sportier team. City of Windhoek men's team refused to leave the court after its mixed team was disqualified for not turning up for their quarter-final match. The City's team lodged a complaint about the way points were awarded during one of their matches. The stand-off delayed the finish of the tournament but was resolved after they were allowed to play in the quarter-finals, which they lost to the Vikings. In the men's finals, Nasria Strikers won 13-10 against Nampower A, and 13-time mixed champions DePolka locked horns with the tournament favourite, the Juxta team, in what turned out to be a do-or-die match. The game was played till the last second, with Juxta team narrowly winning by 16-15.
That it was once again for the community of Windhoek a great opportunity to get out of the habits and play volleyball, and just to be here and have a great time and enjoy the day.
On to African football news. The Democratic Republic of Congo won the African Nations Championship (CHAN) for a second time on Sunday, beating Mali 3-0 in the final in Rwanda.
DR Congo became the first nation to win the trophy twice, having won the inaugural CHAN tournament in 2009 after they beat Ghana 2-0 in Ivory Coast. A brace by Meshak Alaya and a late Jonathan Bolinki strike were enough for DR Congo to claim the championship. Although Mali started off brightly, that didn't count for anything in the end, as this exquisite individual strike from Meshak Alaya broke the deadlock on 29 minutes to give DR Congo a lead. Alaya again proved to be too much for Mali in the second half as he tripled past Mali's defense and placing the ball into an empty net on 61 minutes. That goal sparked mere celebrations in the stands amongst the thousands of DR Congo fans.
Goal number 2! Tonight, goal number 3 in the competition. A legend! DRC are on fire.
Lazana Samaka missed a good chance for Mali 10 minutes later. The game was put beyond doubt when Jonathan Bolinki added a third for DR Congo 80 minutes from time. CHAN is an African football championship for local base players only.
Democratic Republic of Congo are the champions of the Orange African Nations Championship 2016.
On to international sports news, and we start with Rugby Sevens. New Zealand beat Australia 27-24 in a classic Rugby Sevens final in Sydney on Sunday.
Semi-finals in Sydney saw New Zealand take on Fiji, and it was the Kiwis who came out on top. Akira Ioane with a try of the game to clinch a narrow 14-12 win. The will face Australia in the final as they went through 12-7 against South Africa. James Stannard showing some nifty work with his feet to make it comfortably for the host. So a battle between two old foes in the final, and it will prove to be a classic. Australia have won just 8 times in 63 matches between the two sides, but they looked good earlier on. Henry Hutchinson going over. James Stannard made no mistake with a conversion, and the Australians led 7-0. Rieko Wane went over to get New Zealand back into it, but Sonny Bill Williams was sent to the sin bin for a high tackle, and Australia took advantage of their extra man. Sam Meyers went over to put Australia ahead before Tim Mickelson once again drew the visitors level. It was end-to-end style. Greg Jelodev collected a 4 for Australia, but once again Ioane leveled. With the final hooter sounding, New Zealand were 2 points adrift but had possession, and with the last action of the game went over for the winning try.
Back on the inside.
Ioane the hero once again, his hat-trick sealing a dramatic 27-24 win. After 4 rounds of the World Rugby HSBC 7 Series, New Zealand, South Africa and Fiji are all level on 69 points at the top of the standings.
On the outside, and now Ioane, they have done it again. They've stolen another cup from their opposition. Congratulations, New Zealand.
We knew it was going to be a pretty tough game after last night, and you know, they got big boys and they're very fit, so we knew we'd have to go the whole 20 if we had any chance of winning.
New Zealand, Sydney champions 2016. Congratulations to Tim Mickelson, Sir Gordon Titchens and the rest of the squad.
To tennis news now. Venus Williams gave the USA an unassailable 3-0 lead over Poland in Fed Cup on Sunday.
After Venus Williams and Sloane Stephens gave USA a 2-0 lead over Poland in the Fed Cup on Saturday, the reverse singles were scheduled for Sunday. It didn't take Williams long to settle the tie as she eased past the Magdalenette in straight sets 6-1, 6-2. In noticeably windy conditions, Kailua Kona, a 35-year-old Williams, exerted her power from the baseline as she broke in their 4th service game before racing into a first set lead that she looked like relinquishing. Williams will saw Stephens a match against the Paula Kania, a baron with a dead rubber doubles going ahead as planned later Sunday.
On to marathon news now. Abram Kipton won the Lagos City Marathon in 2 hours, 16 minutes and 21 seconds on Saturday. Halima Hussein won the women's race.
Over 20,000 took part in the Lagos City Marathon, with Kenya's Abraham Kimpton emerging the winner. He recorded a time of 2 hours, 16 minutes and 21 seconds.
The race was not bad, but I tried to push my own pace because this is my first time running in a very high humid. But I thank God for this day. The next time I try to run a good time. Because since last year I was having injury, I didn't run any race.
Another Kenyan, Jose, came second with Ethiopia's Dididi Etosa third.
The way I finished the race successfully, and I have to appreciate God because I only took 30 weeks to just train because I was in school. No more opportunity for me to work hard. Let me just come and look for my school fees. Either I can be able to have something small, but I really thank God for the wonderful performance.
Halema Hussein won the women's race. The Ethiopian completed in 2 hours, 38 minutes and 36 seconds, with Kenyan Alais Timbul second and Ethiopian Aberash Fetase third. It was the first event of its kind in Lagos.
We end tonight's sport news with Bundesliga weekend results. In our German Bundesliga review, we bring you highlights from matches in round 20 of the 2015-16 German Bundesliga season.
Danish defender Andreas Christensen scored twice as Borussia Mönchengladbach ended their losing streak with a 5-1 rout of Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga on Friday. Lars Stindl put the home side in front in the 12th minute after being picked out from the right by Torgan Hazard. Mahmoud Daoud set up Christensen's first Bundesliga goal in the 31st minute, and the 19-year-old Dane claimed his second in the 50th with a header from Rafael's corner. 37-year-old Claudio Pizarro pulled one back with a penalty 6 minutes later, and Bremen put the home side under pressure. Any hopes the visitors' head of a comeback were dashed with 20 minutes to go when Rafael converted another penalty. Harvard completed the scoring with a fine strike from distance in the 87th. On Saturday, Bayern Munich missed the chance to go 10 points clear at the top after being held to a scoreless draw at Bayer Leverkusen. It was only the third time that Pep Guardiola's side had dropped points in 20 games this season, with Bayern seeing Xabi Alonso sent off late for 2 fouls within minutes of each other. Leverkusen looked more like scoring early in the second half, and Mexico's Javier Hernandez sent a long-range effort just wide. The visitors improved with the introduction of Thomas Müller, who missed 2 good chances that he'd normally take. Hertha Berlin held the league's top scorers Borussia Dortmund to a goalless draw earlier on Saturday, with Jose Mourinho watching from the stands. Mourinho was a guest of Dortmund chief executive Hans-Joachim Watzke. Thomas Tuchel's team was frustrated for long periods by the home side.
And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's sport news. Join us again tomorrow for more. And don't forget to log on to our website. That's nbc.na/sport, or tweet us at SportNBC. Otherwise, like our Facebook page at NBC Sport for more sport news. Thanks for watching. I'm Wesley Vriev, and that's my sport.